Konnichiwa. Welcome to Lizard Brains, a Godzilla rewatching podcast. I am your host, Vince.
Hello, I'm Marcus. I'm extra excited this week.
I am a lifelong Godzilla fan. I've seen pretty much all of them, and Marcus is new to the series and is seeing these through fresh eyes. And this week's episode is an episode that is near and dear to my heart. It's, I think, the first Godzilla movie I've ever seen. It's Mothra versus Godzilla.
Oh my god. I can absolutely see why this is so dear to your heart. Godzilla vs. Mothra was so good. I had a blast watching it. I cannot wait to talk about it. So much happened in this movie that we gotta get to.
What was your favorite part? Can you say your favorite part without spoiling it?
Ooh, so the tension that built around, okay. You can tell by the title that there is a Mothra involved in this. And Mothra is big moth. Moths come from eggs, so...
Do they?
Yeah, insects.
I thought...
Insects don't give live birth. Funnily enough.
I don't know why I, never thought of moth eggs. That was... Okay, but go on.
Anyway, the tension that built around the hatching of those eggs was actually very well executed, I thought.
Okay.
And that's, the spoiler-free version of what I can talk about, I think.
Did you say eggs?
Yes.
As in multiple?
No. No, I'm pretty sure there was only one.
Okay. No, it sounded like you were saying eggs as in multiple, and I was like, okay.
Well, it seemed a little, with the amount of large beasties that this series likes to just hide.
Yeah.
I would not be... Whoa. You okay?
Yeah, hold on, Mothra fell off my head. I forgot she was there.
Oh, no!
All right.
I thought that bitch could fly.
Hey, don't talk about her like that. She's a nice lady.
Lady?
Fuck, it fell again.
Turns out gravity works.
That's what I get for trying to impersonate Jerry Lewis. Is he alive?
Jerry Lewis? No, God. I hope
he's not.
He was old back in the day. I could probably Google it if you'd like to know.
No,
I wouldn't be surprised if he died, if not in 2016, then in fucking 2020, because that's when everybody died.
No, it's fine. We can look it up later.
Yeah.
So, shit, I don't even know, man. This is just I want to get right into it.
Okay.
But I also kind of want to wait.
Fair. This is such a I was so happy with this movie. I actually, I actually dressed up a little bit for this particular thing.
I haven't looked at the picture yet. I wanted to get the reaction on camera. So I'm gonna do that now. Can I? Well, I mean, I was gonna say, can I use the picture on screen? But you're already dressed up as that.
Yeah, I'm here. I would recommend muting it. It is a video.
Oh, is it?
Oh yeah.
Because there isn't.
That's so tight.
Thank you.
That's so fucking cool.
So yeah, clearly my favorite monster in this movie was Batra. Not mentioned in the title at all.
Wait, Batra?
Yeah. The fucking, you'd think they put the big giant butterfly fucking badass in the fucking title, but no. It's just Mothra versus Godzilla.
Wait, what? What did you just say?
You'd think that they put the badass butterfly, in the fucking title.
Yeah.
But no, it's just Godzilla versus Mothra. Or Mothra versus Godzilla, whichever. I just Googled
Did you?
it. What?
I think you might have watched the wrong movie.
What do you mean, watch the wrong movie?
Alright, did you watch Mothra vs. Godzilla from 64?
I watched the one called Godzilla vs. Mothra.
Yeah, I think that one's from 92.
There are two of them?
Well, kind of. I think you watched the wrong movie, dude. I think you watched the wrong one, homeboy.
Well,
Did you watch the whole thing?
I feel fucking stupid. No, I just got really excited. I thought I could. Well. Awesome. All right. Well,
You want to go watch the one from 64?
yeah. Yeah.
All right, call me in like an hour and a half.
Yeah. Make it 2 hours. I'm gonna need a minute.
Okay, yeah, go smoke that cigarette.
Yeah.
Yeah, so did you watch the one from 64?
That was an entirely different movie.
Yeah.
What?
So there's a thing with these movies that, like, half of them are named either something similar or Godzilla just isn't in the title. And I didn't think it would take this soon to get to that point, because I thought if anything it would be the next movie that would do it, which is Ghidorah the Three-Headed Monster, which doesn't have Godzilla in it anywhere, but it is a Godzilla main entry. And then the movie after that is actually called Invasion of the Astro Monster, which is another King Ghidorah movie, and it again does not have Godzilla in the title anywhere. And then after that is Ibara, the Horror of the Deep, and then not until
Hold on, pause. The what of the deep?
Ibara?
The what of the deep?
Horror? What did you think I said?
Horror?
Oh no, the Horror of the Deep. And then after that is Son of Godzilla, and then there's 2 movies without Godzilla in the title. And then it goes back to Godzilla Versus for a while. Like, it's just kind of a weird naming convention.
I suppose it would have been too much to ask for a 1, 2, 3 style thing, huh?
Yeah, no, that's too much. That's way too much.
That's fair.
That's far too
On the
much.
bright side, I do have this picture of Mothra that I drew.
So yeah, so
wow.
this is Mothraverse Godzilla from 64 and not Godzilla. This, see, on here it's labeled as Godzilla and Mothra Battle for Earth, but other places have it as Godzilla versus Mothra.
Yeah, and also apparently it's also Godzilla versus the Thing.
The one from 92?
Is it? No.
The one from see, like, also I have a Godzilla toy here which I've shown off in many episodes. This is Godzilla from 64. This is from Godzilla vs. Mothra, and the box it's just out of reach. I'll put a picture of it on screen in the edit, but it says Godzilla against Mothra. So, like, there's just a bunch of different names, but also it was referred to as The Thing versus Godzilla. So, like, it just has 40 different fucking names.
You know, to keep it simple.
Yeah, well, I also think it has to do with, like, translation and whatnot.
That's fair. And localization and all that jazz. I wonder if it was like one was for America and the other was for Europe or something like that.
I think putting Godzilla first was for the American version, and putting because I think there's like a weird, I think it's kind of like a DJ Jazzy Jeff and the Fresh Prince thing. So hear me out. Back in the day, early hip-hop, Eric B. and Rakim, even though Rakim is considered to be one of the greatest MCs of all time, Eric B. got top billing because he was the DJ. So without him, there is no Rakim. So I think it was kind of like the person who our main character is up against gets top billing because it's polite.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Conventions and all that jazz.
It's like Japan honor, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
One of them Johnsons. That being said, do you have anything you want to say about the movie before I get into this write-up, and then we could kind of just go right into the spoiler talk?
So first things first, what actually had happened was I found the movie and watched the first 40 minutes of it before I was like, very confused why they would have both Mothra and Batra in the same like introduction thing, and I sent Vince here a message and was like, am I watching the right movie? Like, what's going on? I'm so lost and confused. Turns out, no. Godzilla naming conventions are just fucking weird. But I did take a few screenshots and have a great computer background now.
Oh, tight.
Yeah.
If you follow-up question, because it's been a while since I've seen that one.
Yeah.
Are the twins in it?
Yeah.
Okay. We don't have to talk about it any more than that, because it's been such a while.
Yeah, we'll get to it.
Before we go really into the write-up, is there anything else you want to say?
Oh, actually, I have a question.
Sure.
So yeah, finish that thought. I eventually finished, or figured out the mistake and then watched the other one.
How much did you get into the Batra one?
About 40 minutes. Like, it was the first big fight between Godzilla and Batra. And like, I learned some things. I've seen some shit. So I haven't finished it.
I can't wait till we get there. Like, I can't wait till we've made it, because these come out every other week, so I can't wait to see when it gets to that point, and you're just like, oh, like...
that was my next question. How far did I skip? Like,
this is Godzilla. This is technically Godzilla 4. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 11 plus 1, 13... 14. You skipped 15 movies ahead. This you went from 4 to 19.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
And like that was the weird thing, because like my first thought upon seeing Godzilla in the one I watched was like, wow, that suit looks pretty good. Wow. Yeah, it's gonna be a minute. But yeah, Godzilla vs. Mothra. Wait. Now Mothra versus Godzilla. Mothra and the Thing. Whatever. The one that didn't have Batra in it. Very good movie. Enjoy the hell out of it. Went back to its environmentalist roots, I would say. But yeah, let's get into this read. Good movie. Definitely recommend watching it. There hasn't been a particularly bad Godzilla movie thus far.
Not the last one? You didn't like King Kong?
I didn't like King Kong. Like, I would say that one's definitely a good movie to watch if you're stoned.
Speaking of stoned, you actually recently on Facebook shared a picture, and I don't really use my Facebook, but every once in a while I want to see what dumb shit white people are up to, and you shared a picture about like environmentalism, and in the back of it is a Godzilla monster, and I was gonna send it to you and be like, you don't even know that you're like into Godzilla shit when you're into Godzilla shit. Ooh. But there's I want to say it's Hedorah is in the background.
Fucking
let me just double check.
Like that shit. Or comment on it or something. I don't know. I have no idea what you're talking. My Facebook is
it's a mess, but like not like in a bad way. Yeah, it was Hedorah. It was Hedorah.
Cool.
Yeah. There was like a girl dancing or something. Whatever. I do want to say this before I get into the write-up. This was my first. This is the movie that I remember my mom sitting me down and being like, you have to watch this. This is something I watched when I was a kid, and now it's a part of your life. And here we are.
Absolutely worth it.
Yeah, so,
Yo, it's your girl Mothra. Just want to quickly shout out the Patreon. A big thanks to Noah, Gage Jordan with a Y, Danny, and Bones Jones. Also thank you Vigil Beats for our intro song. Link to all his socials in the description below. And now back to the program.
I'm just gonna get right into this write-up. Are you ready?
Let's do it. Let's do it, homeboy.
April 29th of 1964, in Japanese theater, a classic graced the silver screen. Mothra vs. Godzilla. Another kaiju picture from the Toho Picture House, directed by Ishiro Honda, produced by Tomoyuki Tanaka, written by Shinichi Sakazawa, and composed, as always, by Akira Ifukube. Ifukube. Yes. Rhetorical question time. Even at the end of time, what disease will always plague man? If those of you playing along at home said greed, then ding ding ding, you're going home with the grand prize, a giant egg that washed ashore after a monster Sorry? What's up? Yeah, no, the egg? 2 businessmen made claim to the egg. That's the prize. Because they just took it. Not even $1 million yet. Not even $1 million yen? Really?
No.
Shit. Okay.
It's the story of Elon Musk.
All right. Well, then rhetorical question number 2. What does it mean to be royalty? A king? A queen? What do you do if royalty says that the egg belongs to them and they're people of Infant Island? What if 2 tiny twins show up and warn you of the destruction of the queen or the subjects could leave behind? And you know what, while we're here and we're asking questions, how immoral is it if the same businessmen want to make a tourist attraction / theme park out of it, the egg that they've laid claim to? And a hypothetical for you, what if the king gets fed up with humans again and just says fuck it and goes on a rampage and decides to destroy the egg? After taking his sweet fucking time, all of these questions just to ask this. What if the king and the queen of the monsters, Mothra and Godzilla, would fight? Would it be regarded as one of the best movies in the series? A cult classic? Marcus, what do you think?
Well, my first question is, who gets humans into divorce? Okay. My favorite part about this movie was in the first Godzilla, the king, Godzilla himself, herself, themself.
Him.
Well,
Godzilla is male up until the Americanized version, as far as I'm aware.
In this one, actually, this is a total aside. In this one, they refer to Godzilla as an it.
Really?
Yeah, which I thought was kind of cool because it made Godzilla more of a force of nature rather than a personality.
Did you watch the subbed or dubbed version?
This is the first one I watched that was dubbed.
So it was English?
Yes.
Okay, I watched both.
Okay.
I didn't pick up on it.
Okay. That's fair.
In the American version, I know they added the U.S. attacking Godzilla because, of course, the Americans in the 60s couldn't understand another nation having an army.
I mean, we still don't.
Yeah. So,
like, if you got oil, we got an army.
You know what's so funny about like the U.S. and movies and shit like that? When it comes to military,
what's that?
One of the best movies that's an alien invasion movie that doesn't take place in the U.S. is District 9, and it's probably the best modern sci-fi. Like, the past 20 years is probably the best modern sci-fi.
It is really good.
How fucking good is it? I have District 9 on Blu-ray. I gotta watch it. And that takes place in Africa, and I thought that was brilliant.
Does it? I thought it... Well, yeah, South Africa. Idiot. I often forget that South Africa is part of Africa.
Why?
Because I'm an idiot.
Okay. That's logical.
I just covered that. It's one of those incredibly obvious answers that is too obvious. Mm-hmm. You know? It's like that very famous meme of flat earthers have resources all around the globe.
Yes. Read that again.
Flat earthers have resources all around the globe.
Yeah. And then I love when flat earthers say something like Mars is round. But Earth
my
isn't.
God. Yeah, somehow. Anyway, regardless, movie, yes.
What was your favorite part of this movie? This episode's kind of all over the place, and it's just, I'm excited, you're excited.
Fuck yeah, no, I did truly love this movie. I'm excited to see how it gets from fucking here to where I thought it was, but that's like 19 episodes away.
Yeah, wait till... Dude, we're probably going to be like close to 2022.
Whoa.
Nah, we'll probably be halfway through 2021 because... Yeah, probably because of there's 30-something movies. And no, it'll probably be close because 30-something movies, there's 21 pay periods in a year, and I'm going off of this being bi-weekly. So yeah, we might be close to 2022 when this when we get there.
Yeah.
So
and that's not counting like potential holiday specials or
like if we need a week off or something.
Yeah, stuff like that. So I'm super excited to get there when we get there. But my
Yes.
favorite part was in the first Godzilla. Godzilla said, "All cops are bastards." In this one, Godzilla said, "Eat the rich," and like that was the theme. Like last one, the eccentric billionaire was kind of the good guy. In this one, the eccentric billionaire and the eccentric billionaire's lackey were
his Mr. Smithers.
We're just obviously bad guys.
See, I didn't see the eccentric billionaire from King Kong as the good guy. I just saw him as comic relief because I was just laughing out loud when he would do something because he was a very comedic actor. So
yes.
So when I see someone like not as a joke, but when I see them acting like that, my first thought isn't they're the good guy. It's they're here to break tension. Where in this movie, the only guy that was really there to break tension was the guy eating the egg. That every time he was on screen, except for when he was like out, he was eating, or whenever they brought up eggs, he was like, "Hey, egg time."
Yeah,
like,
I happen to be here. That's my thing, guys. The only thing I got.
But like, that's as much as I love this movie, I definitely have nostalgia goggles for this movie because I was watching it and I'm trying to watch it not as the 6, 7, 8, 9, 10-year-old on the couch with his mom on a big old CRT watching with like on fucking TNT during the day with commercial interruption. Like I'm trying to watch it as I remember it. Or I'm sorry, not as I remember it. I'm trying to watch it as if I've never seen it before and I didn't remember it.
Yes.
So my number one complaint is why the fuck does Godzilla take 30 minutes to show up? And it's not a huge complaint because, and I told you, I'm checking how long it takes in every movie.
Yeah.
In Raids Again, he's there in like anywhere from 4 to 9 minutes. The last one, he was rather quick as well. And this one, it was fucking 30 minutes. And I remember like watching the movie, pausing and going, you took 30. Don't get me wrong. Once Godzilla shows up, that last like 40 minutes of the movie is just him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, like, it compensates for it, but I was just sitting there like, they don't show Mothra enough to compensate for Godzilla being gone.
Yeah,
that
definitely.
being said, I love her.
Yeah, this movie definitely focuses a lot more on humans.
Yes.
And
that
also
becomes kind of a trend. Kind of.
Okay. And I actually did enjoy that it focused on, like, trying to solve problems without force. For once. Not that it did them any fucking good, but another interesting thing about this movie, like it didn't occur to me in any of the prior movies, was from Godzilla's perspective, so far, this has just been one really long, really shitty day. Like,
well, kind of. It depends on how you want to look at it, because this one came out in 64, and the one prior, there is a massive gap in between movies for a while, and I want to say it's this one.
Well,
let me double check.
Well, the reason that I end up saying that, or the thing that made me notice, was when Godzilla appears, Godzilla looks fucking hungover as shit.
Yeah.
In fact, this is the first time, and I imagine it's going to be the only time, where the city fights Godzilla and, like, gets a hit in.
See, kind of, because I know what you're getting at, but I just thought that was supposed to be, like, foreshadowing.
When Godzilla gets his tail caught? Oh, I thought it was, like... Yeah, when...
No,
Godzilla...
I thought you meant when they net him.
Oh, no. I'm talking about when Godzilla first pops out.
Yeah.
His tail gets caught in a tower, in like a radio tower, and like he pulls it over and baps him on the back of the head. And then for the rest of the movie, it's just Godzilla being really mad at buildings.
Huh. Maybe he was embarrassed.
Possibly.
Like, you know when you're a kid and you get embarrassed and just mean to everyone for like a couple hours because you're just a kid?
Yeah.
There are other Godzillas out there, I guess, so how do you know this isn't a younger one? And also, let's talk about this. I'm sorry to totally derail.
No, you're good.
last movie ends with Godzilla falling into the ocean and swimming away.
Yes.
Right? Because they wake him up out of the ice.
Yeah, they wake him up out of the ice. He fights King Kong.
Then they fall into the water and King Kong swims back to Faro Island.
Yeah, King Kong swims away. Godzilla doesn't.
Yeah, but Godzilla falls into the water, and Godzilla can swim, so I'm assuming he swam away. Like, he can swim underwater, like he's like a frog.
He's amphibious, yes.
Thank you, I couldn't think of the word. So I'm assuming he just kind of swam away under the water and was like, "See ya," and left. Later, bitch. Like, and he was out. So, why the fuck does Godzilla just show up out of the ground?
I think what we can infer, what I inferred was that Godzilla accidentally swam into a swamp.
Okay.
And then was there just hanging out. Because, like, I don't fucking know, dude. Godzilla does whatever the fuck Godzilla wants to do.
Absolutely.
But that does bring up an interesting point, is before Godzilla turns up, they find random radioactive, like, poop.
Yeah.
And then, like, it pops up twice. And then
it's like, it's never really talked about.
And they never explain it. Like, what the fuck was that?
I don't remember what that is, like, in the long run. I wouldn't be surprised if it's setting up something else.
Like in a different movie?
Yeah.
Oh, they're starting to do that now?
No, well, here's my thing. I wouldn't be surprised. Because it's been a long time since I've seen all of these, and a lot of them I'm pretty sure I've only ever seen 1 or 2 times. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But, like, the ones that I have seen, like, I've seen. You know what I mean? Like, I've seen them a bunch, because they were always on TV, or I had them growing up or something. And, like, now I just don't remember a lot of it. That's another reason why I wanted to do a show like this, was because I just wanted to watch them again. And me being a fan of it and knowing, like, I'll know what had happened, like the Cliff Notes version of it, but I don't remember all of it.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Sense.
So I my first instinct is Hydra, and Hydra is about it's a giant monster that's like pollution, and that's what I'm thinking this is going to lead up to, but I wouldn't be surprised if it has something to do with Ghidra, and I dropped my fucking pen. I don't know. I don't remember, because they just kind of do it, and they go to that science lab. I don't know why I couldn't think of the word lab. They go to that fucking lab, and the one doctor's like, "You had radiation all over you." And he's like, "Huh? What? Woman is here. Woman took picture." There's
bad
3
at
women
taking
in this
picture.
one.
I gotta say, this one had my favorite version of the scientist.
Really?
Yeah, his entire job is, I don't know. Probably not, I don't know. And, like, that's it. That's all he does the entire movie. It's possible,
I'm not
I guess.
sure.
I don't know. Too early to tell. I don't know. Like, very serious. And that's all he does.
How do you feel about the twins?
I really wish that they had any sort of explanation as to why they were there.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I thought, like, and this is me just filling in blanks because I need a reason. Like, I thought it was just like Mothra, or as they called them in the dub, Mothra.
Okay. I'm going to cut you off real quick. I'm sorry. The Japanese way to say Godzilla is Gojira, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
The Japanese way to say Mothra is Mothra.
Interesting.
So it's Mothra in America, but how did you say they say it?
Mothra with a D.
Mothra. Really?
Yeah.
Like Dracula, like Mothra.
Yeah, Mothra.
So, yeah. So go on. I'm sorry.
How dare you? But, like, my thought on it was that Mothra had, like, some sort of sonic powers, and this was, like, some sort of weird sonic projection. And, like, that was the only explanation I can think of for the time. But, yeah, the twins were a weird... Like, if they never explain them, I'm pretty sure I'll be okay.
Mm-hmm.
But they fucking...
The twins are probably one of my favorite reoccurring characters because they're just like Mothra's, I don't want to say her children or her subjects, but they're just plot. Like, they just exist to have plot, and I like how their dresses are moth-inspired, like, obviously, but they're not even Mothra's colors. They're like Luna moths.
Yeah.
And I just like that. I like moths a lot. One of my favorite Pokemon is Volcarona, who is a direct inspiration of Mothra, and I didn't know that they used Mothra as an inspiration. I just thought it was a moth.
Neat. So not Venomoth? Sorry,
no.
I caught my experience with Pokemon is I caught the original 151 and then stopped.
Yeah.
Yep.
See, you should give Black and White 2 a try, because Black and White 2 is the last time I had fun with a Pokemon game, and that was almost a decade ago.
Okay. I'd be interested in trying, like, Fire Red, just to have, like, the original 151 and also all the goodies from the newer games.
And then go to Black and White. Seriously, Black and White 2 is the last Pokemon game that felt like a Pokemon game. And we will get there later.
Yes. Eventually this Godzilla show will turn into a show about Pokemon. Just you wait. Just you wait. It's not a promise, it's a threat.
I like, but did Mothra's song sound a little familiar to you?
Yes! Actually, that was going to be one of my questions that I asked you is, fucking what song is that from? Like,
it's
every time that
fucking Lizard Brain's theme song.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, dude. So, shout out to Vigil.
Yeah, man.
I already shouted him out somewhere. Because I always do the Patreon and the credit video thing separately. When I approached Vigil and I was like, hey, could you make me an intro song? I originally sent him one of the original songs from which is in the first Godzilla, in Gojira King of the Monsters, or just Gojira, that one. And I was like, see if you could do something with this, because I remember originally thinking that was later used as King Ghidorah's theme, but it's not. And I sent him that, and I don't remember if either I didn't like it or it didn't really fit. Like, something about it just didn't meld well. And I don't remember if I sent him Mothra's theme or if he found Mothra's theme, but the sample we used for the intro, Vigil, I hope I'm not giving away the secret sample sauce. But it's Masura. Yeah, absolutely. Okay. I'm probably playing it, if I'm editing correctly, I'm probably playing the song under this. But yeah, it's my girl's theme.
It's a good theme.
Yeah. And it shows up a couple other times, and there's a really, really, once we get later into the series, there is a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful Easter egg that when I saw this movie in the theater, I took my mom and my brother's friend to go see. It's an American Godzilla that it's a reference in. When it happened, I looked at my mom and went, no fucking way! In the theater.
Nice.
In the theater, I was loud and looked over. I was like, you gotta be fucking... And, she knew it. Her and I were just on that same wavelength, and she was like, no fucking... I'm like, did you fucking... And I don't want to ruin it because we're not there yet, but...
Soon. Soon we'll get there. Interestingly, you were on a flow and I didn't want to cut you off, but that wasn't the musical thing that I was...
Really?
Stuck on. Yeah. I guess it's Godzilla's theme and not just Mothra's theme, but the ba-da-da-dum.
Yeah.
I'm sure that's sampled a many, many times, but...
Actually, you want a story real quick?
Hell yeah, give me a story.
So, Pharaoh Monch sampled, he sampled it, and I don't know, I don't know who made the beat, but it's a Pharaoh Monch song where they sample that bum 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 bum, bum 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 bum, and Toho sued. And it was a long battle, and there's actually KRS-One freestyling over it, and he has a line there about how people got sued over this beat, and he's freestyling over it, and if you don't look up any other song I ever recommend, I actually sent this to you once. If you don't, this is anybody listening. If I ever recommend you a song, the only one that I will be mad if you do not look up is the Pharoah Monch Simon Says remix with, there's like 6 or 7 people on it, but both Redman and Method Man are on it, and then the song ends with Busta Rhymes. And it's the song that I put on when I need to conquer the world. Like, when I need to just, like, be Marty McBig Dick swinging and, like, do something that takes a lot of confidence and concentration, I put on that song. Because that's a song that it's just the type of song that you want to destroy Tokyo to. You know what
absolutely.
I mean? Like,
and see, that is where I fucking heard it. Like, that's, I couldn't think of the name of the song or where I'd heard it while I was watching this movie. And you saying that just now, you sent it to me.
Yeah.
That fucking song. Great fucking
before
song.
we recorded, like, the first episode. Or the second episode, I sent it to you. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, dude.
I'm taking these fucking wings off. This is ridiculous.
Yeah, she keeps falling off my head.
Yeah, like, as much as I love having Batra wings, this is a small
we have
space.
we have them for another episode, so don't worry.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
In 19 episodes, you can wear them again.
Oh yeah, these will last that long.
But I feel like we're kind of talking about the movie, but not what's going on in the movie. And I feel like that's a problem with this one, is that this movie's fun to talk about, but you don't necessarily talk about what's going on in this one, because this one is so giant monster makes city go boom. Fuck.
Son of a bitch.
Mothra's, holy crap, she keeps falling off my head. She's gonna sit there.
Yes.
She's gonna sit on my desk, on my laptop. I'm sorry you guys can't see her, but she
Giant
sends her
monster
love.
makes city go boom. Tiny monster makes desk go boom.
Haha. So
Okay, so what had happened in this fucking film is there's a news reporter who has a new photographer. That's important, I guess.
I don't think she's new.
In the dub, she's new.
In the dub, she's new, but in the Japanese version, when he's like, I'm sorry, she's new, when they go back to the office, he's like, what are you doing that makes you look like an amateur?
Huh.
He says something like, it makes it look like it's your first day on the job.
Interesting, because, like, she says that it's her first day on the job, if I remember correctly. She says it's her first day on the job.
She might have said it. If I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just saying, if memory serves correct, he says it like, you look like an amateur when you do that. Please stop. You're embarrassing me in front of my family. Like,
yes. Like,
but
dishonor on you, dishonor on your cow.
Yeah.
Anyway, so they turn up to report on the tsunami that happened, and meanwhile, while they're on this coastal town, this other coastal town is having the best Easter Sunday ever, when this giant, huge fuck off spotted egg turns up in their harbor, and they're like, "It's ours." And then the newspaper, I'm gonna speed through this as quickly as I can.
Yeah.
So the
I mean,
newspaper,
we don't have to go beat by beat, but yeah.
Yeah. So the newspaper gets a hold of it. Egg guy happens. By the time that the newspaper gets there, there's a professor who has set up a portable lab, and is literally, this is the professor who's literally there to say, I don't know.
Is he your General Clinton?
No.
Okay.
My General Clinton isn't until way, way later.
Okay.
And
is he an actual general?
Yes.
Okay. See,
Yes, he is.
Was he an American?
No.
Okay.
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh yes, absolutely.
Fucking right.
Yeah.
Actually,
absolutely.
I need to know if he had the same line in Japanese. But regardless, that's like way after.
Yeah. So just to surmise, the go on. Sorry.
Yeah. I'm doing it. I'm on it.
Yeah. I believe in you.
Professor,
Go.
So Professor's like, I have no idea. And the news reporter is just asking him questions, to which he responds, I have no idea. And then they find out that a rich person paid a poor person money for this egg that no one owns. And
here.
Yeah. Cool.
Let me get that land for a bead quick.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
Fucking, I got some blankets.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Fucking. Oh, they come up later. They're like, so this giant egg turns up, and they're trying to figure out what it is, and then the capitalist is like, also worth mentioning, almost all the bad guys in this movie had a mustache.
Yes.
Almost. There's
I don't know if that's supposed to be a Hitler thing or not, because the one guy definitely had a Hitler stash.
Yeah, I was just
Wouldn't
about
be
to say,
surprised.
There's a lot of Hitler stashes in this one.
That was also a thing. Michael Jordan had it too in the early 2000s, but I don't know what the deal with that. Go on.
I mean, Charlie Chaplin had it first. Just saying.
Yes.
Anyway, so the capitalist is like, no one can see it unless they pay me money. Go to find where he's actually getting all his money from with his partner, who is a recluse who has billions of dollars. You later learn in a cabinet.
Yeah, just chilling. Just chilling.
Just hanging out.
It's when the twins show up. They're like, give us our egg back.
Yeah, and then, like, disembodied voices happen, and then it turns out that fucking return the egg is all they have to say. And it turns out it's these two little smartly dressed, like beautifully, elegantly dressed little women.
Luna Moth looking little ladies.
Yeah. Who just are just like, return the egg.
Return the slab.
And yeah. And like their first thought, rather than fucking, are we high? was quick, grab the little ladies.
And smoking that kaiju kush again? What the fuck?
Right? Like, what is... Have we gotten so rich that we're hallucinating? Nope, but they're just like, nope, grab the little women. And so they try and grab the little women.
They took the Weinstein approach.
Oh.
This is the most bonkers episode we've had yet.
Woof.
Yeah.
Louis C.K. would be proud.
Yeah. I can die happy knowing that Louis would be proud of me.
I'm not sure that... Anyway.
I know what I said.
I can neither agree with or disagree. Anyway, so they miss the little ladies. It's unclear whether or not the ladies can materialize and dematerialize, or if they're just super fast and stealthy, like gnomes.
And
But so the little ladies find our reporter friend, his not girlfriend, and his not girlfriend, who's the photographer, and the scientist guy.
yes.
And I think this qualifies as there are two women in this movie. There's one full-size woman and two little women.
Yes.
So two total women.
Well, three. There's photographer lady, and then there's two little moth women.
Yeah, I'm counting those as one total.
Okay.
Because they're small and they have the same personality. Like, they speak in unison as often as they possibly can.
Okay, valid.
I guess actually Mothra counts. Who
Two
has
and a
not-
half. 2.5.
Yeah.
She's not human. She's my queen, but she's not human. So 2.5.
Fair. Also, her dialogue is very limited.
Yes. Very shrill, very shrieks. Oh my god. So,
they're like, help us get the egg back. And they're like, we'll do everything in our power. We tried nothing and so far nothing's worked. We're out of ideas.
what do we do? I don't know.
Yeah. It's all hopeless. In the face of money, everything is hopeless. And then Godzilla turns up and is hungover, I guess. Like, in my mind, my first thought was Godzilla was hungover from fighting King Kong.
He's just mad. He's like,
Yeah.
what the fuck? I gotta
Like-
take my goddamn kid to school.
Like, he's legitimately waking up, stumbling everywhere, and is just like, you know what? Fuck it. Fuck everything. You found me on the wrong day. And, like, destroys that same fucking castle, and then
Yeah.
just, like, is headed across the ocean, or across the country, to which the military is like, oh, we should do something about
Yeah.
that. And they come up
Because
with...
that works.
Yeah. They come up with no new ideas.
Yeah, I wanted to ask you about this. He's like, hey, what if we electrocute Godzilla?
Right. And like, okay, they come up with two plans. There's plan the first, where they're like, all right, we're going to try and electrocute Godzilla. And then there's plan the second, where it's, if that doesn't work, we'll try electrocuting Godzilla.
Yeah, he's like, it's a 300 million to 400 million watts. He's like, turn it up. He goes, I can't turn it up. Oh, Okay.
Yeah. Oh.
He's like a DJ. He's just fucking going. Like,
Wait. Anyway, so Godzilla is just angry and like headed for the coast,
Yeah.
which now that I think about it, why not just let him go? He's leaving. He's on his way out.
well, yeah, but also then the scientists are like, what if we use Mothra to fight Godzilla? It's
Oh,
like,
yeah.
he's having a tantrum. Just let him go back. See, this is the thing that I wanted to see if you would pick up on, and you'll notice it throughout other movies. In some movies, Godzilla is the good guy, and in others, he's the bad guy. And there's actually 4 of the movies that you can watch side by side where he goes from the bad guy to the good guy, and it's considered some weird, like, canon shit.
Huh. Okay.
Like, I think it's Gojira, and then it ends with, like, I want to say something from the 90s. So, like, it takes 2-3 generations. Like, it starts in the Showa era, and then it gets to the Heisei era, but then it doesn't end until the Millennium era. But there's, like, 2 movies in between somewhat. Like, it's fucking weird. And comic books do this, too, where it's, like, it'll start an arc, and then the next chapter, like, won't, or the next book won't really talk about that arc, but, like, the conclusion to it will happen, like, 2 books later.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
I didn't grow up reading comics, but like you don't have to watch. You could watch all these movies in order, or you could watch them in like a fan order. What I really would like to see is a fan edit of every movie.
Like condensed together?
Yeah, like a fan edit of every single Godzilla movie to see, like for those that are canonical, because some of them are considered. I think they're all considered canon, except for like a handful of maybe things or scenes or characters maybe considered non-canon, but they also go through like character redesign later on. So like, I watched a video on a guy who re-edited both Kill Bills together to make it one movie.
Interesting.
Yeah, he didn't show the whole movie. He's like, I can't legally do that, but here's clips.
Okay.
And he kept it at like 2 hours, I think. So he took like 5 hours of movie and condensed it to 2. And I think some of the scenes he took out kind of missed the point. And there's also parts of that movie that are just Tarantino doing Tarantinoisms. But,
I mean, that definitely lends itself to the point that I often make about Tarantino is that
I know.
like but whatever.
No, I know.
As you were saying.
But, yeah, Godzilla's just like, dun, like walking towards the ocean, and then they're like, Mothra is gonna die. They're on. So in the English version, I did notice they refer to it as Mothra Island, and in the Japanese version, it's referred to as Infant Island.
Oh.
And I do like this, how this movie, you said it earlier, Godzilla really truly feels like a force of nature. He doesn't feel like a monster. Like, he feels like a tidal wave. He feels like the tsunami. He feels like a hurricane. He feels like a tornado. He feels like something you can't stop. And I like that the only way he could stop is they're like, what have we got in nature to do it? So when they go to Infant Island or Mothra Island, I like how it's destroyed by them testing the nukes. So it shows like, hey, this was fucked up.
Yes.
And this happened. And because of this, presumably Mothra came about, but Mothra was probably there to begin with because there's ancients there's a tribal people that worship her. So,
yeah, and worth addressing. They had more tribals in this one. In this one, they didn't use blackface.
They did use red.
Yeah, they did use red and also brown.
Yeah, but I didn't think this one was as bad as the last one. I think the last one was a lot worse.
Yeah,
this
definitely.
one, I looked at the red as like Palpatine's guards from Star Wars. Like,
yes,
people with the red were something important. Like, that was like, I don't want to say not armor, like a uniform, but that was like a uniform. And I thought it was done well because it was like, all right, this is probably red clay that they rubbed on themselves. It wasn't just like, here's a Sambo character. Like,
yeah, it was red for camouflage.
Yeah.
But I'm talking more about when they got inside the cave. Like, those people were painted brown.
They were darker, yeah.
Yeah, you can see parts where the makeup was starting to sweat off of some of them.
Yeah.
And like,
I'm with you. I hear you. You.
Different time.
Yeah.
At least they were like, it felt more like they were trying to be more sincere and less trying to be racist.
This movie felt like it had a lower budget, to be honest with you.
Did it?
It felt like it. On the wiki, it didn't have a budget. I use fandom.godzilla.wiki.com, I have it written down. Hold on. But there is no budget. It made 200 or 300 million yen back. Godzilla.fandom.com. Yeah, so I don't know, but the last movie with its camera angles, that's something that I really, really am starting to notice more in film, is when a movie has great camera angles and is dynamically set up and is interestingly set up. And King Kong versus Godzilla is, again, King Kong comes first. King Kong versus Godzilla, I thought the camera angles were way more fun. They were way more interesting. They added an extra layer to things that I wasn't used to seeing in a Godzilla movie that I enjoyed a lot. Like, there's that scene when the tribal people are all, like, banging the drums and, like, the camera, like, zooms out and then zooms in. And that no fun camera moves are really in this. And when they shoot Godzilla, they put the camera low and aim high and shoot wide. So it makes him seem larger than life. That being said, I'm going to use this to segue into the miniatures and the suits.
Yeah.
This one was pretty good. I did like the tanks a lot. And the building destruction, I always love more and more and more building destruction. But with this one, it just kind of felt samey. Like, it didn't feel like they were going above and beyond, which not every movie has to be Citizen Kane. But
yeah.
I do like when that little bit of extra effort is put in there to add a little something to it. When he melts the beams, I remember there was a beam melting scene again, like in Gojira, the first one. That's one of the best practical effects from the first one. It looks well in this one. But there's like little things in this one that it just kind of felt to me. And again, I love this movie. Nostalgia goggles on for this one. Like, it just seemed like it was kind of formulaic. And I don't mean that in a bad sense. I just mean it like it's a movie, it gets the job done, but it didn't seem to have those fun camera angles. It wasn't fastly cut. And maybe that was the point. Maybe they wanted to make it slow because and I'm not saying slow in a bad way, but you watch the destruction happen in front of you in a slow way, because if a tidal wave's coming at you and you can see it in the distance, it's coming at you slow until it hits you. It's fast. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
yeah,
like,
no, I'm picking up what's being put down. See, I thought that a lot of that was less. It wasn't so much them being less creative and more them paying homage to the
first
OG.
One?
Yeah. Like,
I can see that. I can see that a lot. But the thing is, and I'm not saying this is what you're saying is wrong.
Mm-hmm.
This is a different era of film. This is quite literally a decade later.
Yeah.
So they're paying homage, and I can see that, but at the same time, I don't feel like it translates as well from 54 to 64, just because the way they make movies is different now. Like, if you were to make 54 in 64 and show that to a studio head, they'd be like, this is never going to sell.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know what I mean?
But
so, like, here's these clips that are taken and pay homage, and they do a fine job. And I totally see where you're coming from. They do a great job at paying homage to where Godzilla started and where he is now, or where it is now. And I just don't think it fits well. And I think part of that has to do with that it's in color, to be completely honest with you.
Interesting. So you think the process shots were done poorly?
I'm not saying they're done poorly. I'm just saying that you look at something like King Kong versus Godzilla and you look how, like, don't get me wrong, King Kong versus Godzilla is fucking wonky. There's a scene where, like, two puppets go like this, like, at each other.
Yeah.
Like, don't get me wrong.
Bonkers.
What'd you say?
The movie is bonkers.
Yeah, like, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying, like, but, like, the scenes with the octopus in the last movie, in King Kong versus Godzilla, are phenomenal. And there's nothing quite like that in this one. And, like, we haven't even brought up the two larvae that come from the egg. Like, they show up, they'll show up a couple more times later on, other Mothra larvae. But, like, those are awesome, and I love watching their little mouths open and them fucking, like, spider web, like Peter Parker thwipping at them. Like, I love that. That's great. Those effects are wonderful. And I want to know how, like, when that one bites Godzilla's tail and he flails it around, I want to know how that was filmed. Like, those are scenes that I want to see. When he destroys the tower at the beginning, when it bonks him on the head, I want to see how that was filmed. The last movie, like, I could have watched a documentary on just how they got the octopus scenes from the last movie filmed. That, to me, is my favorite part of the last movie.
Okay, that makes sense.
You know what I mean? So, like, I'm not complaining about the movie. I'm not saying that it's bad in any way. I want to get that totally across. It just, and again, maybe because this is the one that I've seen the most, it just kind of felt a little by the numbers. And I'm not saying that's a bad thing, because sometimes that's what you want. These are comfort movies. At the end of the day, when we get deeper and deeper into how wacky these are going to get, they're comfort movies.
Fair enough. See,
they're junk food movies.
And also, they're kind of subjective, because I fully enjoyed, like, maybe it's because I had the privilege of watching the first one first. Like, that's,
in order.
Yeah. So, because, like, specifically the scene where Godzilla's coming up on that coastal town before he gets to the egg the first time. They recreate that picture from the first one. With
I didn't pick up on that.
Yeah, with Godzilla's head peeking up over the mountaintop.
Yes.
Holy
shit, I didn't pick up on that.
Yeah, and then I saw that and I was like, holy shit, that's beautiful. Because, like, now it's that same picture that had, like, that they gotten still and made it look like a mushroom cloud, but suddenly now he's moving. And
that
like,
reminds me, actually, I'm sorry to cut you off. They're releasing 54 in color.
Oh, that's...
Somebody's colorizing it, or they have color prints of it somewhere. But go on.
That is a weird proposition.
Yeah. I don't think it'll work. I really don't think it'll work as well. Because the movie's dark and gloomy, and the black and white helps it. But, sorry, coastal town, Godzilla pops up.
I'm suddenly distracted by the colorizing thing, because, like, I don't know if you've seen pictures of the Addams Family, like the original black and white Addams
it's like
Family.
Purple and green and shit, yeah.
It's mostly pink.
Yeah.
So, like, I can't even imagine.
Yeah.
Anyway, so that scene where Godzilla pokes his head over the top, and I was like, holy shit, they did it again. Or, like, there's several moments like that throughout the entire...
That's so funny. That's my favorite scene of Gojira. That's one of my favorite scenes of Gojira.
Yeah.
Is when his head pops up, and I just didn't even pick that up.
I highly recommend going back to watch it. This is when...
I'm fucking tired.
I'm sorry. Like, it's clearly you're a fake fan. I'm the only one who's watched any of these. This has all been a horrible social experiment. No, I'm kidding. But yeah, so anyway, skip ahead, a lot of destruction. Get to my favorite part of the film, which is, okay. So Godzilla is finally falling into their trap, right? So Godzilla has had their first battle with Mothra, which honestly was a little confusing for me. Because, like, I don't know, it felt like a weird battle, where it felt like Mothra was just, like, flapping a lot and Godzilla was not doing much. But eventually he starts Mothra on fire. Mothra dies next to the egg. Scientist, photographer, and reporter guy, and Eggman all turn up next to the egg.
Robotnik.
Yeah. Ivo Robotnik. All turn up next to this egg to be like... Because the twins are... Oh, yeah. Sorry. Fun detail. The twins are transported everywhere in this little box carrying case.
It's a cute little box.
Yeah, it's like a little apartment. Keep your eye, like, if and when you watch this movie, keep your eyes on that box, because whoever's carrying it never transports it like there's a living thing inside. Like, they're banging it off shit. Like, I can only imagine the inside of that is just like,
There's just vomit everywhere, and, like,
oh my
torn
God.
up clothing.
Yeah, like, they have to, I'm sure they have to, like, you know, dust themselves off before they open it. Anyway, so they're like, you'll be safe next to the egg. So they go to the egg. Meanwhile, the military's dealing with Godzilla, and, like, turns out the electrifying him thing doesn't work. But to enact this plan, my favorite line from my General Clinton, 3-star general, did not catch his actual name. And I really got to know if this is the same in Japanese, but he looks like Godzilla's in range, and he says, execute a plan. which I think he's supposed to mean execute plan A, but holy shit, execute a plan is my favorite line. Just a plan, any plan, guys. Just fucking do
Somebody
it.
do something, please. We're
Yeah.
dying.
Execute a plan. My favorite line in the entire fucking thing. Plan A doesn't. Sorry, A plan doesn't work, so they go to plan B. Electrocute him more, and that works.
Kind of. They put a net on him. He
They
does
put
some
like
net
7
activities.
nets.
Yeah. Yeah, they just reuse the same footage like over and over again. Yeah.
Yep. It's just like a lot of blankets. They're tucking Godzilla in. Meanwhile, Mothra hatches. It's twins.
Yeah, it's twins. So I'm only going to tell you this because you saw the one from '92.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if this one is that one from '92 is a direct sequel to this one. I'm pretty sure one of those larvae turn into Batra.
I can tell you that that is not true.
Okay, then it might happen in a different movie if I remember correctly, because I think all Mothras are female except for Mothra Leo, which is part of the Mothra series of movies. So I think Mothra has 3 movies of her own.
Whoa. Okay.
Yeah, so like, yeah, it's a whole thing.
I mean, I knew that getting into this, so
Which, when this is over, I think we might do. When we get through all the Godzillas, we might go to Mothra, because I have never seen a Mothra movie. So
ooh. I'm excited for that. All right.
we might change the tagline of the show to a kaiju rewatching podcast or a kaiju watching podcast because of that. But whatever.
Let us know what you think of that idea in the comments.
Please, we have to wrap this soon.
Yes, absolutely.
I'm not saying right now, but I'm saying just like I need to go to bed.
Yeah, fair. Absolutely. All right, so skipping ahead a little bit, fucking thing doesn't work. Godzilla decides to go to this random island that has a school teacher and a bunch of children on it.
Yeah, they're just there.
Fucking why? I don't know. My favorite part about that scene is these little larvae have hatched now. They're Mothra larvae. And the teachers and children hide in a cave, and the larvae are going after Godzilla and, like, fucking go through these cave tunnels. And I can only imagine what the fucking teacher and kids were thinking when, like, okay, we're cool. We're safe from Godzilla in this cave. Holy shit! Giant fucking larva!
Yeah.
And then, like, the end of this movie, it basically consists of Mothra larvae engaging in a cover-based shooter where they just use string shot on Godzilla over and over again until
And he
Godzilla...
just falls.
Yeah, Godzilla... Okay, first they cut off Godzilla's use of his arms, then the breath weapon, and then Godzilla uses his ultimate weapon that was so effective against fucking King Kong and starts kicking rocks at him. And then they get him fully encased and he just falls into the ocean. And then the Mothra larvae swim off into the sunset.
Back to
Kidhood Island.
what?
Back to the island of Little Women.
I wish I knew more about the movie Little Women so I could make jokes.
The book? Yeah, me too.
Oh, sure. I didn't. Yeah.
Book was better. God.
So
Who was your General Clinton?
probably
First of
that
all.
guy. Probably that guy. I didn't. To be honest with you, I didn't have a General Clinton until you said that general,
Fair.
and then I was like, absolutely, that's General Clinton.
Execute a plan. Like
Just something.
I'm going to be saying that, like, in my day-to-day life. Execute a plan.
I'm so happy that if you took nothing away from this, it's that. Like, if we get through every single kaiju movie and you're like, I'm done. I don't even want to see any of the other Toho kaiju. And you're just like in 30 years, you're sitting on a porch watching your kids run around and your spouse is there next to you and they grab your hand and you're kind of, you're done. You're retired. You're in your December years, and your spouse just looks over at you and is like, what do you want to do for dinner? And you just look over and you're like, just execute a plan.
Execute a plan.
just do something.
Yep.
And she just kind of looks at you. She's like, what does that mean? Be like, Godzilla's attacking. She's like, oh no, the dementia.
Oh, God. Put that on my fucking tombstone. Execute a plan. Actually, that is not bad for a fucking epitaph. I know what my next tattoo is gonna be.
Oh my god, what do you rate this movie?
Dude, I would give this movie oh my god. I would give this movie easily 8.5 to 9 hard-boiled eggs
I'm
out
with
of
you.
10.
I'm with you.
Yeah, like this is really good.
Yeah.
I cannot wait to see more Mothra. I'm so excited to see what the next movie is going to bring because, like, so far,
good thing you said that. Go on.
yeah, you got to remind us shit.
Yes.
Go ahead and do that.
Sorry?
Nothing. Go ahead and do that.
What?
Go ahead and do that. Do the thing.
Sorry.
God, go.
Okay. So the next
Stop-
movie is
stop
Ghidra.
stopping. Just go.
It's called Ghidra the Three-Headed Monster from 1964. Now, this is probably my second favorite Godzilla monster.
Okay.
Like, that isn't Godzilla. It's Mothra, King Ghidra, and then it's Megalon. They are my favorite. And there is an album that I don't know if the samples come from Ghidra the Three-Headed Monster or if they come from the film that comes after that, Invasion of the Astro Monster. I want to say it's Invasion of the Astro Monster. Most of the samples for the album are taken from, I think, these two movies and maybe a couple other movies where King Ghidra shows up. If you're playing along at home and you're watching these movies with us, and if you're watching them and listening to us review them, the album is called "Take Me to Your Leader" by King Ghidorah. There will be a picture of it on screen. It is an MF Doom album under a different moniker. And the way he said he does his characters, MF Doom's character of King Ghidorah, spelled like Geedorah, not how it's spelled in the movies. The movie is spelled Ghidorah. So it's spelled differently. It's King Ghidorah. But like, it's Ghidorah or Ghidra, depending on the Americanized whatever. And the way he said he conducts his characters is his main character of MF Doom is kind of the supervillain that's there. And Victor Vaughn is kind of the younger guy that works with Doom, but he's like, Victor Vaughn's like this, he's like a scrappy kid who's just trying to get into some trouble and this and that. And King Ghidorah hangs out in space. And King Ghidorah kind of says, like, this is what you do. So, like, listen to me and I'll tell you what to do. So the album has these tracks on there, and I'm blanking on the name, but one of them is... There's 3 tracks on there that are supposed to represent the 3 different heads of Ghidra.
Cool.
And, like, they're these monster fucking mashup sound collages. We'll talk about the album a little bit. We won't, like, review the album, but I would like for you to listen to it for the next film and then the film after that. Just kind of have it in your mind, because it adds an extra layer to these movies for me, being a Godzilla fan, being a hip-hop fan, being a massive fan of MF Doom. But, like, just having this there kind of throws it into a whole different perspective of, like, here's how Japan made these movies and they were brought to America, and much like how hip-hop was made in the Bronx and then spread to the world, Godzilla was made in Japan and spread to the world, and how America had taken it in, and then hip-hop had kind of taken it in multiple different ways. But not only do you get to see the experience of hip-hop, of Godzilla through hip-hop's eyes, but you kind of in a weird way get to see it through the experience of a Black American. Even though Doom's technically born in Europe, but whatever. I feel like I'm rambling and I'm sorry.
No, you're good. Again, how dare you get fucking passionate about fucking anything? Jesus Christ. I'll tell you what, though.
Yeah.
I'm going to not listen to this album before the next movie. I'm going to listen to this album between the next 2 movies.
Okay.
That way I get the with and without sort of experience.
Sure.
Does that make sense?
And again, I think it's more of Astro Monster and not Ghidra the Three-Headed, because it plays more into the space theme of it, and that's when the shit gets bonkers.
Oh boy. Okay, I'm excited for that.
So, final thoughts
Final thoughts
on Mothra.
Final thoughts. I have not seen a Godzilla movie so far that I would not rewatch unless we're talking about the one that we don't talk about.
Yes. Broad.
Yeah, I'm very excited for the next one. I don't know. What did you think upon rewatching? Like, is it as good as you remember it being from when you were a kid?
Kind of. It isn't because there's a lot of things that now with my developed palate, if you will, like, I don't want to sound like an asshole when I say that, but like now I've seen more films. Like when I was a kid and I saw this was like the first time I ever thought of a giant monster destroying a city. You know what I mean?
That's fair.
So like now I have these ideas of like what Gamera would do and other Godzilla movies and King Kong doing it. I saw this before I saw fucking King Kong.
Oh wow. Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like here's all these things of like this is what I interpreted, and to me this was the biggest for a while. And now I've seen other ones and I really like other ones. Like I really like Gojira, and I really like King Kong versus Megalon, and like there's a bunch of, and like the Astro Monster ones. I like Mechagodzilla, like I like all these other ones. But I kind of came back to the OG for me, and I want to give it a 9. I want to give it a 9 because of where it is for the series. This is kind of a tipping point for the Showa era. I prefer the Showa era. I prefer the earlier stuff. But I also kind of don't like some of the parts of the movie. But that's not to say that I don't like it in that I wouldn't watch it again, or I wouldn't want to give this to my kids or like a niece or nephew or something. Like you know what I mean? Like, This is a movie that I want to pass down, but there's things about it that just seem so outdated. And I get that. It's a movie from the 60s. And I like a lot of movies from the 60s and 70s. That's kind of my era of film that I enjoy the most. And I enjoy this movie. I want to give it a 9.
Okay.
But I don't know if I can. So I kind of like want to sit on it and like not rate it right away.
Okay.
Like I want to tell you it's a 9. But part of me also wants to say that it's like a 7.8. It's like an 8, 8.5.
All right.
I feel like the highest I really could go is a 9. And again, I'm not trying to look at this with nostalgia goggles. I'm trying to look at this objectively as a film. But don't get me wrong, I fucking love this movie. Like,
look, it's possible to love a bad movie, though.
Absolutely. A lot of people love The Room.
Right? I've been doing the Rocky Horror Picture Show for like 15 years.
Mm-hmm.
So it is possible to love a bad movie.
I've never seen Rocky Horror, and I don't ever plan on seeing it because it's one of those movies that are just super hyped.
Girl.
I'm not saying it's bad. It's just one of those where I could go to a dinner party and be like, I've never seen it, and just kind of laugh about it.
Oh no, it's terrible. It is one of the worst movies ever made. In fact, it was replaced by Cloverfield as the 4th worst movie ever made.
Cloverfield's considered a bad movie?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
I've never seen Cloverfield.
Neither have I. But yeah, no, it's a terrible movie. And one we don't really have the time to discuss right now.
Yes. Thank you for joining us.
Yes, thank you for joining us. Please leave a comment if you want to see anything specifically. Let us know what we did right. Let us know what we did wrong. Check us out on Patreon at...
Please. There's a link on the screen, patreon.com/Atomic Radio Hour. We normally do Atomic Radio Hour. Check us out. Me and my girl Olive over there. Normally it's that, but because of Patreon, because of you fine folks that I shouted out earlier, we can do fun stuff like this. Thank you. I love you.
And if you sign up for Patreon sometime in the next 2 months, you'll be entered into a raffle for this piece of art signed by the artist, or signed by the hosts, if you're interested.
Sure. That's a fine idea.
Yeah, right?
Well, no, we can't do raffles on Patreon.
Oh,
that's
never
considered
mind.
gambling. It's considered gambling. We can't do that.
If you sign up for Patreon, you'll be linked to our Discord where we can do a raffle for this piece of art.
That's perfect. I mean, it's not a direct raffle with Patreon.
No.
If you give to Patreon, I appreciate you. Thank you so much for allowing us to do stuff like this. Bob it a skip it a cream. Join the Discord. Link to that in the description below. There will be a link to the Atomic Radio Hour Twitter, which you can get all the updates for all of our shows there. My Twitter, Marcus, you're still rocking no socials?
Still rocking no socials.
Smart. Not even Instagram?
I don't understand Instagram. I'm too
That's
old for
good.
it.
You know what? I had a conversation about social media with a friend recently, and I was like, if you're still using Facebook, you're old. If you're using Twitter, okay. If you have Instagram, fine. But if you have Snapchat and you're over the age of 23, you either use it to buy drugs or groom minors.
Or porn. You might use it for porn.
I don't know. I heard they cracked down on that real hard.
I did actually, funnily enough, sign up for Parler.
I don't know what that is.
Oh, it's the new. After I signed up, I found out it was the social media website for Nazis.
Oh, I heard about this.
Yeah, you did.
All right. Links to everything in the description below. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for being here. Thank you for the Patreon support. Thank you for supporting me. Call your grandmother or your grandfather or your parents if they're still with you and tell them that you were thinking about them. Marcus,
Vince,
how do we get out of here?
be fun, have safe, be excellent to each other. We love you. Thank you for hosting.
Thank you for being here.
Thank you. Have a wonderful day, kids.
Bye, everybody. A Ghoulman Entertainment production.